Hey, Luna,
Okay,
I was
we're
thinking
live.
you might need to log out and log back in
No, I
again.
did that and we're live now. So let's
Yay!
do the intro real quick. Let people Hi everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
How's everybody doing?
Fabulous.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for joining us. Sorry about the slight delay. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty on my part. Somebody forgot to pay the bill, so StreamYard wanted their money before we could go live, so So we have a lovely guest in today. Her name is Cory Cowley. She's known for Red Lips. She also was in The Forest Hills, The Virginia Bitches, White Gardenia, and also will be in an upcoming film called How the Night Receives Them. How are you today?
I am very well. Thank you both for having me on here. I've been really excited about it all day long, so thank you guys.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Definitely wonderful to, get to work with you and kind of discuss all things.
Fab, yeah. I know Bill Russell actually well, he speaks very highly of both of you guys, and so he was really excited for me to be on here, and I don't know, I feel like you guys have interviewed so many big names and things like that, so here I am, Potato, and I just feel kind of like honored that I'm on here.
We
Well,
love potatoes. Potatoes are great.
look, we can be the ketchup and we'll accentuate your potato.
I'm so here for it. I am, yeah. But again, seriously, thank you guys for having me on here. I really was excited, and ironically enough, you are my first female podcast that I've been on, which is weird. So,
Yeah. Woo, woo. Lady power.
Girl power.
yeah.
We'd love to hear that. Can you talk a little bit about how you got involved in Red Lips?
Yes, I can. So, I met Domitiano Cristofaro through Michele Bellardi, which I did the film Trypophobic Possession with Michele, and Domitiano owns Tetra Video, which is basically an Italian label and horror and extreme underground and stuff like that. And so um, Domitiano asked me to contribute to this anthology. He's done multiple anthologies throughout his tenure as a director, and so I did my segment for Red Lips, and the trailer just dropped today, which I still have to share with you. But it it is all based off of dark web. If you're familiar with dark web, so it's extremely graphic. It's extremely, in my case, real. And I'm sure you both kind of know what that means. So um, it was mentally and emotionally and physically exhausting to do because of the content of it and just the nature of it um I genuinely thought that I was going to have to up my antidepressant because it was such a mentally exhausting project. But now that I'm looking at it and I saw the trailer and everything, I realize how well it turned out. And I definitely think that viewers will look at this and say, oh my god, that's really fucked up. And it is, it's horrible. So It's pretty bad. In a good way. In a good way.
Me
We
and
definitely
Kat.
love to get raunchy, down and dirty, don't we, Luna?
Yes. And me and Kat both can speak on the antidepressant life, so
Yeah, it's
never fun.
it was just, I really put a lot of heart and soul into it, and I'd say that was like the longest 15 minutes of my life, and um, it took several weeks for me to complete, but watching it again, I was just kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. That was not my finest moment. So
Is
Did
there
you
some
recognize yourself, or did you kind of feel like you disconnected yourself to get through that part?
I kind of had to disconnect myself, honestly. I was trying to get my husband Jim to be a part of it, but because of particular sequence, which you will see, uh, we kind of got into a little scuffle, like a little fight, because it had disturbed him so much. And it was just, it turned out so good, but it was so fucked up. It was so fucked up. So yeah.
Aw. Is your husband an actor as well, or he does something different in
Uh
film?
Jim is Jim does act. He was also in Trypophobic Possession with me. He was in the Forest Hills as well. Acting is not his thing, but it seems to be every situation that we're in, someone's like, hey, can you just throw him in this movie really quick? We need to fill this spot. So he's kind of like, and his trade was, he was an engineer. So he's semi-retired now, but Jim is an engineer slash actor now.
Nice. Why not? Right?
Exactly. Exactly. So but he primarily kind of, helps me, and kind of, he always comes with me, everywhere we go, wherever we travel and stuff. And it's kind of like a condition of mine, is that I always tell people, listen, I'm not going to be traveling alone. I'm going to have my husband with me. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. That's cool. So I like him with me. I need the support.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
he's like the reluctant actor. Like he doesn't like doing it, but apparently everybody else likes him doing it.
Yeah, which is so funny to me, because I love him, and I want him to kind of explore the creative side of his personality, because he's very creative, even though he would argue that he isn't. But he coincidentally has like his own little cult following, because of all like the random dad shit that he does. And it's just epic. It's so epic.
That's pretty awesome. I totally vibe with that. I'm glad that you have your emotional support human that you can take with. That's very important. Like
Oh, yeah.
when me and Kat go to Texas Frightmare, she knows she's my emotional support human. I have to hold her hand sometimes when we're on the airplane, because I'm like, this shit's going down. It's not.
No.
It's not, but when you're in that moment of anxiety and panic, you just gotta hang out with your person. So
Exactly.
Yeah, we breathe it out together. Breathe.
we've definitely shared those moments. So I completely understand wanting to have your person there to kind of just get you through that, because life can be challenging. Even the simple thing like boarding a flight, that's a challenge if you have anxiety.
I think especially with the way airports are nowadays, it's definitely anxiety inducing. I agree with you 100%.
Absolutely. So, speaking of anxiety, what was it like working on the Forest Hills? You had some great name people acting in that. I see that you worked with Edward Furlong, Dee Wallace, an amazing human, also Shelley Duvall. What was it like to work on that movie?
So I actually did not meet any of those people, unfortunately. But working on it was very cool, and I'm very honored. And you know, having my name tied to such an ensemble cast is insane to me because I feel as if, for the one scene that I did have, it's kind of crazy because like Fangoria and all these like magazines and stuff have like used my image and just like promoted the film. And it's a humbling experience to me because how often do you say I get to work with Shelley Duvall? I mean, even though I didn't get to, I didn't meet her, but it's it's definitely crazy. It's so crazy, and I'm looking forward to it coming out this year. And there it was a lot of hard work. A lot of people worked hard on this project, and so I'm finally glad that it's coming to fruition. And it's good to see like people like Shelley getting her her credibility back, because of all the horrible shit that she went through. And just other actors too. I love Dee Wallace. I mean, who didn't grow up on Dee Wallace and just absolutely just worshiping her as like a heroine in horror?
Right.
But
She was
yeah,
everybody's mom.
dude, Dee is amazing, and I wish I could have met Dee Wallace. Honestly, she's so fucking cool. But yeah, I'm definitely honored, and it's definitely a shining moment thus far in my career, and I'm grateful for it. I'm so grateful for it beyond measure. So
That's awesome. I also see here that that movie featured Felisa Rose and Stacy Nelkin. So she was in Halloween 3, probably the best movie ever.
yeah, exactly.
So did you get to meet them too? They're both great ladies also.
I did not get to meet either of them, unfortunately. I didn't really get to meet anybody, but I got to work again with Scott Hansen, who I love Scott. Scott Hansen is like I've worked with him so many times, and he and our chemistry is just incredible. So I was just grateful to be back at Digital Thunderdome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. The Forest Hills does look like a great movie. I do have the trailer really quick if you guys want to go ahead and view it with us. Just 1 second because the thing's asking me for my date of birth.
Is it the new trailer that dropped?
It's I don't know. It's the old one, I think. I'm not sure.
There's a newer one that should be coming out soon. But put that up so people can see it. But I will send you, once I get the newer trailer, I'll send that to you.
Okay.
What did I tell you, Lunar? You got to clear your browser history.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Hey, how you doing? This is Rico again. I'm up in the beautiful mountains of the Catskills in upstate New York. I'm on a 2-mile hike trying to get away from that boring Monday 9-to-5 job that we all hate.
Every fucking time you do, you make a goddamn mess. I'm done.
Well, what we can do is prescribe you another medication, one that may make you feel better.
I just don't like the way they make me feel. Every day, I try to do my best. I do. And I know that you do too. I'm constantly struggling. Deep down inside, I'm trying to be something that I'm not. Rico!
Yo, Rico.
Billy, I need to see you, man. Hurry up, please.
Where are you? What's up, man?
Rico. You're a fucking murderer, Rico.
Taking your medication is very important.
The fucking same thing.
You're in deep fucking shit right now. Okay?
Your stories of hard work and courage have been so inspiring to me. I'm especially proud of my brother right here, Rico.
focus on this, man. I'll tell you what. If that werewolf comes, BAM! Blow that motherfucker right away. For the one who wishes to be covered in fur, rip flesh, shed human skin. The inner wolf is ready to be released. For the one who wishes to be covered in fur, rip flesh, shed human skin.
Yes. I love werewolf movies. I love them.
And is it a werewolf movie or is it all psychological? Is it all in his head? I love those. And I love what he said about I don't like taking medicine because of the way they make me feel. And I 100% super know what he's talking about because the very first time I was prescribed any medicine like that, I was like, I lasted 2 days and I was like, fuck this. I threw them in the fucking toilet. Like, I was just like, no, this is not okay. And I don't know. I felt like the same, probably not the same, not like a murdery, werewolfy vibe, but I understand what he's talking about. So this will be very interesting to kind of make some connections to mental health also, which
For
I
sure.
think is very important.
For sure. 100%. Chico's such an amazing actor. Chico Mendez is like, he and I are just, I love him so much, so much. And so I was actually in 2 scenes in this movie. So I was like, the scene that you kind of see, the famous, well, not famous, but the one that you see mostly with me with the black eyes and the long hair. But we also did like a cult scene too, which I did some really heinous stuff to Chico, and how he did not just completely call the police on me is beyond me because I made him do some really just fucked up shit just to get the scene, and I just feel so bad for him. Well,
The price you pay
It's
for
acting.
your art, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of that it goes with the territory with me.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna work with Cory. Some weird shit's gonna go down," and it usually does. So,
But see, that's that's the beauty of it. You act, you play pretend, and you get given this role, you get super into it, but you trust that your co-host isn't actually going to kill you. You're in a safe environment to do all these crazy things in safety that you will know you're not actually going to get hurt doing it. So I think that's the beauty of it, making it look like it's actually scary without actually being threatening in reality. Does that make
oh,
sense?
yeah, it totally makes sense. I always tell people too, because we're gonna be doing All Wounds Scream at Once later this year. We're gonna start filming that. We're gonna I've pretty much already had conversations with my co-star, like, listen, we got to get a safe word together because, you and I are going to be just beating the crap out of each other. So give me a safe word, something. But, it totally is. It's 100% trust on set. You have to trust your co-star, and you have to just kind of, be mindful of certain things as well. So.
I don't know, that werewolf looks pretty convincing. I mean, if the special effects guy comes up on me and he doesn't warn me, I mean, he's gonna get something like like I'm just gonna like kick him in the nods and run. I'll be like, the werewolf's got nods.
That's great. And just kind of segueing a little bit about what you said there, Cory. I do agree with that because also too, like let's say you're having a really intense role with with the main character Billy, for example, right? And at one point, and if he's acting, he's like super. He's like he's like really like shocked, and you're like, a safe word would be important because your character would just keep going, right? Because that's a part of their
Yeah.
intention. But you as an actor, you're like, is he acting or am I really hurting him? So that's where you kind of need to have some sort of cue as to when is it too much or when are we able to keep the scene going.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. 100%. And I've never been personally in a situation where I've had to use a safe word. But I do think it is important because it's so easy for someone to get hurt on set, and it's really easy to kind of, I feel like, freak out your co-star. So yeah, but so far so good. I hope it stays that way.
That's good. That's good. And the chemistry will be different. Like different actors will have different thresholds, and other people you'll learn that maybe you have a easier time communicating nonverbal cues with a different co-star rather than somebody else that you maybe not familiar with. You gotta do the dance a little bit. Try to figure them out a little bit more. So that's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun.
For sure.
So another movie that I see in here that's super interesting and it caught my eye, The Virginia Bitches.
My God.
What was that? What was it like filming that scene for Queenie?
So obviously I can't talk about too much what my character is going to look like. But she's going to be iconic. And I say that in the most Kim Kardashian voice, iconic. Because just, you'll know. You'll trust me, you'll just know. But so Scott Hansen, who is the director of the film, I'm working with him again for like the 4th time. And I love working with Scott so much, and Digital Thunderdome and his wife Desiree and everybody, because they always have the best time on set and everyone is so cool. And just, I got to meet my longtime internet friend, Chelsea Lesage, who's like, she's a huge model, huge actress. I got to meet Alexander Lucchese. I got to meet Gus Langley, and I just met all like these big people. And it's just, I'm just like, and then, now that I'm finding out who the main antagonist is supposed to be, because, there's been some contract disputes, especially with things going on with SAG and whatnot. I potentially know who the main bad guy is. And so again, like with Shelley, like having my name attached to like a movie with this person, I'm like, shit. So, but that part is kind of like in the talks, so I don't know, how that's going, but all I know is my character's really disgusting per usual, and I'm just so excited for you guys to see it. It's gonna look so cool.
Do you like to portray like more of a typecast of like a bad girl, like you know what I mean, like the toxic, like, I don't know. Do you like portraying that? Because it's so far from who you are in person that it kind of is a challenge.
Toxic? No. I guess you can say I kind of like am the Sean Bean of, the horror world, is I get, these really like just kind of gross roles, but I myself like to do gross because I think one of the things that's kind of challenging for a woman in horror, even though I don't like to use my gender as a way to kind of gain clout, but I think that with me, one of the struggles is that because, I am a woman, I feel like the game doesn't respect me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, especially a woman in horror who goes out of her way to actively seek out roles that are not girly or, you know, I really like doing roles that are just fucked up, disgusting. You know, the more gross, the more I can kind of get my hands dirty, the more I can play in blood, the more I can do all these awful things. I like it because I think that people don't expect that, even in today's, you know, cinema. They don't expect women to kind of go after roles like that. So I enjoy playing roles that make people squirm.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
You want to get dirty like the guys, right? Just get your hands all up in it. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how PG your audience is, but I won't get into
It's not PG.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
The only thing I will say is for the R, just make sure you don't say the R word because, you know, YouTube doesn't like that word, but you can say SA, the R word. That's perfectly fine. But everything else, you can say as many fucks as you want.
Well, luckily there's no R word. But I just, you know, for your audience and your viewers who aren't familiar with, you know, a lot of the things that I do, and this goes back to what you were saying, is that I really enjoy just doing gross because even in my own art, you know, I use my own blood, not self-harming, no self-harm, YouTube, don't flag. I use menstrual blood. When you see red lips, you're just gonna be like, what in the actual fuck did this girl do? So it's just things that, you know, I just like doing. I don't know why. I love doing fucked up horror. It's just
to just vent, to just get all that out. Is it like a release for you?
Yeah, I really do. It just makes me feel accomplished, if that makes any sense at all. I really just love. I mean, acting alone is the joy of it is just getting to like see other people's reactions, whether it's a good reaction or a bad reaction. I like getting the reactions out of people because it shows that I did something that elicited an emotion that maybe someone had never felt before, or was allowed to feel before. And I like that, you know, because the world anymore is turning into such a homogenized, humdrum place where emotions are not really like sought after. So, you know, in today's society, I think that emotions are so important to have because nowadays I feel like being an emotionless robot is you know, the in thing. So you got to have emotion. You got to have that heart, that soul. You need things to make you feel like a human being. And so that's why I like doing the roles that I do, and I like, you know, acting in the style that I do because people feel, and that's important to me. So
Oh, that is very well said, Cory. If I can like bring it a little bit more into light about that. When I first started the podcast with Kat, I felt very much like that. I was living in this McDonald's society where you get, you know, just get your cheeseburger, you get your fries, and then you go home, you go to, you know what I mean? It's a very like doom, 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 doom. There's no fun. There's no just, you know, very segmented. Your life was just very bleak, boring, and you had no opinion. When you're at work, you can't have an opinion. When, you know, you're cooking dinner, there's not really an opinion on that. There's just, you're so void of feeling and art, and that you feel like you're just living, but you're actually just living to die. And I yeah, I felt that way, to be honest with you. And this outlet, I get to talk to wonderful people like yourselves, and we get to talk about crazy shit that you normally don't get to talk about. And it's wonderful to be here and talk with a lot of great producers, actors, directors, comic book writers, just a myriad of people that kind of make life not suck so hard. So it's always a great thing. And we're getting away from that McDonald's society and into more of like the, you know, boule boule, bacuche, whatever they say, the French, I don't know, whatever French thing.
Yeah,
I love it, Luna.
100%. It's so important to feel. And you know, on the flip side of that, obviously, I have a lot of people who hate me for the things that I do because, you know, it's everything I do is always going to be controversial. And I knew when I first went into, you know, even with my art, I knew going into all this that it was going to be a hard path. And, you know, I don't like taking an easy path. I like taking a hard path because I like to challenge myself. But as hard as it is, it's also very rewarding because, you know, through people's disgust, you'll find that there is a certain beauty in the grotesque, in the macabre, and, you know, especially in horror and especially with the things that, you know, I do, a lot of people, you know, have this misconception that, well, you know, you're just celebrating, you know, pain and torture and misery and things like that. And yeah, obviously that's some of the things that are being portrayed, but it's also an awareness that, you know, through all of, you know, the emotions that, you know, humans carry, you know, like pain and just anger and hate and all this, it also makes you appreciate life. And so I think that if anything, a lot of these roles and a lot of the art that I do is also a retort to the fact that life is precious, and it makes you realize that, you know, you got to have dark and light to kind of have any kind of balance. And so I think that's kind of, if you were to summarize what I do, it's that I want to achieve the perfect balance. So
I love that. And when we're born, I mean, it's gross. It's disgusting. We come out screaming, right?
yeah,
Birth is not a pretty thing. It's very
yeah,
grotesque. And the same as when we're dying, it's kind of a circle. So it's definitely necessary and needed. And we're all really just animals when you boil it all down. We're just
yeah,
highly evolved animals. So to get back to that animalistic kind of instinct and let that out in a manner that you're not hurting anyone, right? I think
right.
that's great.
Right, 100%. And you know, I know I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, you know. I mean, I'm willing to take the risk and, you know, not harm myself purposely, but I'm willing to take the risk to experiment with different forms of art to kind of get the message across that, you know, maybe you feel this way because you appreciate life, you know, but it's kind of, you can go down the rabbit hole with this. So
Yes, very much true, Cory, about that one. Let's go into the rabbit hole where can we discuss a little bit of how the night receives them? What was that like? I love the background, by the way. The I don't know, the movie poster for it.
oh
It's just so
yeah.
awesome. It's
So
like,
I haven't, oh, I love it. It's so pretty. I haven't actually started filming on that yet. I think
oh,
filming, yes, but so to backtrack a little bit, when I worked with Veil of Noth, the metal band, when Scott shot the music video for that, my character is actually in that music video. So a lot of the Veil of Noth music video that he shot is kind of like a precursor to How the Night Receives Them. So I think, I don't know if the video came out or not, but I can share with you pictures and stuff like that. But that's going to be a fun project to work on. So my character is the Witch of Pungo. And she's a very vile, 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 vile witch, and it's dope because Andrew Divoff from Wishmaster's in it, and so I'm like, oh my god, like the young girl in me is like, yes,
Awesome.
yes. So I'm hoping I get to meet Andrew. That would be fucking awesome. But that movie right now is kind of like on the back burner a little bit just because they're trying to get VB done. So I'm hoping we start filming towards like the middle end of this year. That would be amazing.
Well, let us know. Let us know. Maybe we can show up to the set and bring cookies and snacks and make a cameo in the back as walking people. Like, nothing weird here. Just, little old Luna and Cat walking down the street.
That would be amazing. I'm all for cookies. Trust me, my fat ass would eat all the cookies.
We love to bake.
Yes.
Me and Cat love to bake. So that's a fun little tidbit there. Where are you at with the white gardenia?
I've actually completed all my work with that. I finished that back in July. I finished all that. So white gardenia is it's the King James Bible. White gardenia is a director, and it's Daniel Valent. He's a really sweet guy. He's very well versed in Christianity, and this was actually outside my wheelhouse as far as acting and being an artist, because even though I myself, if I may speak on religion a little bit, I myself am not a Christian, but I find Christian history very interesting. I find it very fascinating. And so when Daniel approached me, of course I wanted to take the role because it was something different, and it allowed me to kind of explore different roles. And so for King James Bible, I actually did 4 segments. All of the segments are different. I did the Whore of Babylon. I did the Book of Lamentations. I did Sodom and Gomorrah, and I also did what was it? St. Peter. I think it was St. Peter. And so they're all different segments. And the segments that I myself am in, I look different in every one because, that was the catch is, Daniel had said to me, okay, well, I want you to do these segments, but I need you to look different. So I look different in all of them. And I'm really proud of how they turned out because I think that I really nailed the historical accuracy of the stories, and it challenged me to do something outside horror, and I really enjoyed it, and Jim really enjoyed it, and both of us together, it was just great. We had such a good time, and directing is I love directing as much as acting, so I got to direct. I got to write the script. I got to act in it, and it was just good time. Good time.
That's pretty freaking awesome. I also see that you have a producer credit. Which producer credit is that for? You don't mind me asking.
No, not at all. So I'm actively right now producing All Wounds Scream at Once, which is the film that I will be filming in this year in the fall. I'm actively producing that. I'm actually co-producing that, which is producing's really hard. It's not as easy as I had thought, and I underestimated the role of producing, and it's such a pain in the ass, but it's so much fun. And David, who's the director of that, which I worked with David last year. I did the film called Null, which there's no promotional poster for that yet. That's very kind of quiet right now because we're finishing up the third edit. But David had entrusted me with producing, and he said, I think you could do a really good job producing. I think he'd be able to, kind of get everything together. And I just another opportunity for me to kind of, gain experience in the industry. And I just find it really hard. Really hard, but it's so much fun though. So it's like, am I a masochist for feeling this way?
It seems like you just really like a challenge, which is awesome. Like, what's the point of accomplishing something you can do, right? You want to reach higher. You want to jump over that roof that you created for yourself. That's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of look to Hiroyuki Sanada as well, first of all, he's, oh my God, full disclosure, I love him. Oh God, I'm a married spud. But I kind of look at Hiroyuki Sanada as inspiration, because Hiro can dance, he can sing, he can act, he can do theater, he can do everything. And so I use that, and I'm like, let me try and do that.
That's pretty awesome. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. But that's awesome. Going a little bit into the producing element of what you do, and all wounds scream at once. What has been the best thing that you can say producing has been for you in this project? The best, the funnest, the one you enjoy the most out of producing?
I think getting the opportunity to, because I'm in charge of the soundtrack for the film. So I think that getting the opportunity to kind of bring everyone together, and kind of put those final pieces into the project, because, even though we haven't hit principal photography yet, all of the kind of arranging and researching and scouting location and getting catering together and just even putting my own money into it, like I said, it is a lot of work, and it's very stressful, but I think it's one of those things where I can look back and I can say, okay, well, if A, B, and C didn't happen, the film wouldn't happen. And so I think just uniting everyone, all the bands, all the actors, and I get a chance to work with some great people again, and it makes me happy, and it's a blast. And yeah, monetarily it sucks, but outside of that, I love it. I love just getting everyone together, wrangling up the crew, and just being like, okay, guys, this is what we have to do. Let's get it done. Let's pencil this in. Let's do that. Send me this file. I need this piece. And it's awesome. Kind of like,
so you get to be like the conductor of the symphony.
Yeah.
You kind of just orchestrate everything.
Yeah. And I also have, I have the kind of creative reins to tell David, like, okay, well, this band's they're being turds. I'm going to fire them. And he's like, okay. So, but then I also could get fired because David could fire me. But yeah.
Well, I'm sure he wouldn't choose you if he didn't trust you and know that you're going to do the right thing and not just shoot bullshit up his ass. You know what I mean? You're going to give him the truth.
I mean, yeah.
And that's priceless. That's important.
I mean, he saw me wearing pantyhose and duct tape on my face in an abandoned warehouse. So I think after that experience, he trusts me.
That's great. That's freaking awesome. So, Miss Cory, here at Delight in Fright, we do not hold back. I have a very interesting personal question for you, and
Okay.
I'm like intrigued.
Okay.
You're the very first person that I've met that has heterochromia.
Really?
Yes, I have never met another human like that. I mean, I've seen, individuals like that online, but never actually met one. So you're my very first person.
Yay!
Does that? I'm just curious. I don't know the research. You have it. So is it any different? Like, let's say my blue eye is a little slightly more blind than my brown eye, or is it the same vision, just looks wise is different? I'm just curious from a prying perspective.
So I've never mentioned this before to anybody, but I have the same vision. I can see perfectly fine out of both eyes. But I will say this. I have eye floaters in both eyes just because I'm getting older, unfortunately. And the whole, you guys know about eye floaters, right?
They're a pain in my ass, yes.
Yes. Okay. So in my blue eye, I have more eye floaters than my brown eye. I think because, and you mentioned it, lighter eyes are more sensitive to light. So I notice my floaters more in this eye than I do in this eye. So, yeah, definitely annoying to say the least. But as far as vision goes, I can see perfectly fine.
There's no actual differences.
No.
That's awesome. It looks super fucking cool.
Thank you.
It makes you a super rad human, and and I'm super I was like, oh my god, that is so awesome.
Thank you.
And you shared the same thing as my friend here, my best friend Raymond. He has the same. He's my favorite.
Oh my god, kawaii.
Yes, that's Raymond for all the Animal Crossing nerds in the house.
Ooh.
He's a very special kitty.
Baby.
So yeah, I was just curious. I noticed that and I'm like, should I ask? I'm like, fuck it. We don't hold back on this podcast. And then now our viewers know,
You'd ask me anything, trust me. I'm an open book.
That's awesome because I'm an inquisitive mind. And nothing is too questiony on this show, right, Kat?
Absolutely.
Except for maybe taxes. We don't need that kind of information. It's boring, dumb. We don't need to know how you file. You file single, dependent. Haven't filed in 30 years. We don't give a fuck about that. That's between you and the government. We don't care. All we care about is juicy stuff like sexiness and I don't know. Period blood, eye color differentiation, everything.
Oh my god.
We let loose. We definitely let loose on this channel.
We ladies need to find a new way to protest. I mean, instead of burning bras, let's just throw period blood at people.
Yes.
I would.
She's like seriously thinking about it.
Do you know how many people though? And it gets so annoying. This is actually a big pet peeve of mine. I can't tell you how many men and women always say to me, you modern feminists are just crazy. And I'm like, first of all, asshole, I don't think I'm a feminist. And secondly, I'm just doing art because I fucking like it. Can you just kiss my ass?
True. Facts. Facts.
Golly. That's
very much.
So annoying. You modern feminist. Fuck you.
Modern feminist. I don't know if I'm modern or not. I go to bed before 9 p.m. I'm not very modern, but I'm a feminist.
I feel
I'm
like
like an old feminist. I need a fucking cane. Just kidding.
Why
honestly,
can't we just be women? We're just real women. You know?
yeah.
We don't need all those labels. We don't need fancy labels. Just
I
give us a decent cane and we'll be good. Right?
I don't need a label. I'm just doing art. Why do I have to have a label? I don't get
True.
it.
It's true.
Because you're a woman, you have to explain everything.
See,
You have to woman-splain.
That's the thing. Here we go again to that McDonald's conversation earlier, because McDonald's wants to label everything that it sells, and society sees every human as just a marketable value item. We're just, McChicken nugget, McCheeseburger, Mc that, right? And we're just a label. They sell us, they market to us, and that's all we are, really. So it's up to us to break free from that mold and be more than just a McNugget. Be something interesting and intriguing and special.
We try to just post on stuff on social media groups and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, what are you selling? Nothing. Like, we don't make any money off this. Like,
we're not selling anything."
I know that's crazy, but it's like we want people to watch our stuff without being interrupted by stupid commercials.
Well, it's like with the period blood thing, it's like, oh, like, why are you doing that for attention? First of all, if I was doing anything for attention, even I'm smart enough to know I'm going to be doing something that's more profitable than putting blood on my face. So, I mean, the logic there is just so backwards to me. I feel like, yeah. And that's not knocking my own craft. I'm just being honest, like, of all the things to get attention, I'm a little smarter than that. I'm going to make myself look good, especially in today's age where, like, the face is everything. Yeah, I'm going to put blood on my face to get attention. I'm not going to fucking have my chi-chis out and shit like most people.
True. Those are facts. You've spoken true, undoubtable facts.
Swear to God. I swear to God.
Sex sells then, sex sells now, and sex sells will be in the future.
Yeah.
And isn't there like a new fetish every week or something?
Yeah.
Who's to say you didn't just start something new?
Yeah. There's gonna be a new fetish for it soon. Just give it a second. Just give it a second.
Like,
there's a fetish for everything. There's probably a fetish for fingernail clippings. There's
I feel like the pig head that I did, the art piece with the pig head, people are like, you're doing that for attention. I'm like, yes, because I really think that this is going to get me, like $1 million. That's why I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it because I want to do it. Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At the end of the day, what we tell all of our lovely, lovely ninjas that are listening to us today, at the end of the day, it's your life, and you're going to be stuck with your life for the rest of your life. So nobody else should tell you how to do things, because at the end of the day, you're going to be with you forever and ever and ever until death. So you should probably enjoy it and not take shit from anyone. So
exactly.
That's just how I see it. If you want to run around and paint ninjas, if you want to run around and play with fake blood, make costumes, do whatever, do it. As long as it makes you happy,
Yeah, you only have one life. It's true, though. You absolutely cannot listen to anybody's criticisms, because anymore there's always someone out there criticizing something or knocking something. And you know what? Honestly, fuck that. Follow your dreams, follow your heart. As long as your heart's in the right place and you're not hurting anyone and you're not doing anything maliciously, who cares about the rest? Who cares?
True.
And speaking of all the gross things you've done, Cory, is there something that you wouldn't do? Like, is there something that you're scared of? Like, I'm terrified of roaches. Like, no. Like, no. Like, is there anything you wouldn't do or wouldn't work with? Let's say, like an insect or something like that.
Roaches are a no for me too.
That's a good. No one's ever asked me that before. Huh. Well, insects I'm pretty open to. I'm actually trying to get my hands on spiders right now. I've worked with maggots, worms, crickets, everything. There is actually something that I'm terrified of, and I'm so scared of it. And I think I would really struggle doing something in deep water.
Facts.
I would struggle. I would just look down and have a massive anxiety attack. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. You put me in a boat. If someone were to say, okay, here, we're going to do a movie, get in the boat, and we're going to just drop you off right here in the middle of the ocean. No. I'm good. Mm-mm. Nope.
So no Avatar for you in the water? No?
Fuck that. No. Nope. I would actually be. I really respect them as reptiles, and I'm so fascinated by them. But I would be a little bit hesitant around crocodiles. Although
Yeah.
I don't know why I would even get that close to a crocodile, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Cory, I agree with you on that one, but I will say for all of our lovely viewers that are watching here tonight, I do not know how to swim. That's a very fun fact and secret about me. I do not know how to swim. So if you told me to go film in the middle of the ocean, I'd probably drown because I don't know how to swim. So I wouldn't want to be in that situation either. Well, I'm like, yep, this movie involves a lot of swimming. Can't do it. Sorry.
No.
But you love cruising.
I love going on cruises, but I'm contained on a big boat. Ship, technically.
I have never been on a cruise.
You should come with us.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yes.
Girls cruise.
Woo!
We can live stream. We can make an OnlyFans and live stream and make money. A lot of hotness going on.
But I feel like I've seen those videos too where people are on the cruise ships and they're like on the very bottom, I don't know the name, like row or bottom part of the boat, and then there's like water coming up over the window, and I'm like, no. No.
Get out.
We can't afford those rooms. We have no windows. We have no balcony.
Thank God.
No.
Thank God.
Exactly.
Thank God.
So in the time that we've been chatting, we have a few things here. Juan says, "Hi, ladies. Happy New Year."
Happy New Year.
We have a cheers from a minute.
That's my husband.
Aww. We have a lovely comment here from Bill saying, shockingly grotesque.
Yay.
Chelsea does ask, is it hard for you to get out of character ever?
Yes, it is. When I actually was just filming on Virginia Bitches, I had a really hard time getting out of the character of Queenie. And I think somebody gagged on set because I took like a whole handful of slime and I just kind of was like shoving it down my mouth, and I heard someone go so I kind of keep myself in character.
Was that like purpose. A thumbs up for you? Were you like, yes, I'm doing good?
Yeah, when we did Forest Hills, I remember with the cult scene with the rabbit sequence, I specifically remember JR was like,
that's great. And
so
then
good.
Bill said, the fact that you do certain things for real and not fake, that makes people so uncomfortable. We agree, Bill.
Yeah, Gary, be quiet. That's my guinea pig.
Wait. Let's hear him. Love him.
His name's Gary.
Aw.
He's the worst.
He's the best, you mean?
He's definitely a squealer.
Gary, be quiet. Mom's doing something. Hush.
Wait. Aw. Chelsea also says, I like that you are real. We love that too.
Chelsea.
We can't have no fake biatches on this live stream ever, right, Kat?
Hell no.
So, full disclosure, I see Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yes, Chris says
Yes.
is fucking amazing. Hooray to her for being a fan.
I'm not only a fan, I'm like his stalker.
I swear when my husband sees a new preview with him, I think he gets more of a boner than I do about it. I'm like,
Honestly, look, I've got a lady boner for that man every day of the week.
He also said she's halfway through the Crystal Gale song, gonna make my brown eyes blue.
Oh,
that's a good one. And last but not least, another funny comment that made me LOL. I heard James Cameron is casting for The Abyss too.
Fuck that. I don't care. No. Oh, yeah. James Cameron and the submarine thing, you mean? No. No. I don't want to do it. Put me in a casket with a gelatinized corpse. I will do it.
Wow. That was too much for you, huh? Would you go on a submarine?
No.
If it implodes, it'll be quick though. If you're very deep.
I feel like I'd be the one person though somehow to survive it. And then I'd wind up like surviving and then being like a puddle, and then somehow I would still have a heartbeat and I would consciously know. This is where my mind goes.
Interesting. I understand exactly. It's that anxiety brain. Exactly. Well, what if this? Well, what if that? Well, what if that? Well, what if this? What if my being is gelatinous? What if this? It's great. Gotta love it.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. But
so no on Abyss 2, got it.
No Abyss 2. But I will say though, even though no one asked, so when you guys pre-order Red Lips, everything in that segment was 100% real except for a couple things. So that's all you need to know.
Ooh.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. Give them blood and gore, and we love it.
There's a lot of cooter.
Is it real cooter?
Oh, it's real cooter.
Oh,
is it building any dams or anything?
Yeah.
Build a dam? I need to know. That'll be great.
Yeah.
So there's a beaver in my vagina.
A zombie beaver?
Oh my god.
Love that movie, Zombie Beaver. Shout out. Love it.
Oh my
god. Well, Miss Cory, we've had such a great time discussing all of your work as an actor, producer. Is there anything that you want to leave our viewers with before we sign off?
Just thanks for supporting my work. I appreciate it. I really do. I know I'm weird, but I just like to do things that make people happy.
I think we all are weird, right, Kat?
Yeah, you gotta have a little weird.
It's okay to get weird.
Yeah. And if you're watching Hero.
Yes. And you're also very beautiful, Cory.
Oh,
and I love that you're beautiful, yet you want to get gross and nasty. I think that's
because being beautiful, I mean, like, and sorry, one last statement is being beautiful is not an accomplishment. It's not an accomplishment. It's it's not an accomplishment. So that's all I got to say. Your face shouldn't matter. It's what's here.
And what you do too.
Exactly. That to me is an accomplishment.
I painted or I don't know. You know what I mean? Oh, actually, I did paint something. A pug.
Look at the baby.
Me and Kat made this.
Oh,
He's a
baby.
pug.
Oh,
It's a pug.
yeah. Oh my god.
So, see, I accomplished that.
That's an accomplishment to me. I think that's an accomplishment.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Well, everybody, all of our sneaky ninjas and our not sneaky ninjas that we're watching tonight, thank you guys so much. We have a very fun show planned next week. You guys should definitely tune in. Balloons.
I love it. I love it. She's partying. She's having a party.
Whoa.
My hands just disappeared. Whoa.
What happened back there?
I didn't touch anything.
Whoa. You have balloons? How come I didn't get balloons? What the hell? I want a refund.
I'm sorry. It's my poltergeist acting up.
No, it's not acting up. It's wanting a party.
Yeah.
Where did the balloons go?
And what's that beaver party? Beaver party.
I'm sorry. It's my vagina. I told you to slow down.
Stop it.
Oh no. Well, before we get too invested in balloon vaginas, I will say that next week we have an awesome guest from all the way from California. We're interviewing Hung Yu. He is the director of a movie named Resurrection, and we're going to me and Kat are going to watch the movie. We're going to review it live with him as the director and kind of have a little bit of fun. So next week, tune in for that. That's going to be on the 9th and at 8 p.m. So yay, can't wait, guys. It's going to be so much fun. See you guys next week. And Cory, don't leave quite yet once we do the outro.
Okay.
We gotta stick for the after party.
After party.
After party. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hello, boils and ghouls. It's your old pal, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. And I want to thank you for listening to Delight in Fright with your hosts, Luna and Kat, a podcast for outcasts.